Note: the following video depicts a specific configuration of the notebook. The same removal and replacement procedures apply to all configurations of the notebook. Before you begin, remove the recess cover and display enclosure. Removal. Carefully disconnect the battery cable from its connector on the system board and remove it from the adhesive on the right speaker. Remove the right speaker from the cradle on the display panel assembly. Important: make careful note of the routing of the power button board ribbon, webcam, and wireless antenna cables for later replacement. Remove the retention tape that secures the power button board ribbon, webcam, and wireless antenna cables to the display panel assembly. Important: make careful note of which wireless antenna cable is connected to each terminal on the wireless module for later replacement. Carefully disconnect the wireless antenna cables from the wireless module by grasping the connectors with a small pair of needle nose pliers or tweezers. Caution: use care when disconnecting the wireless antenna cables from the wireless module. Damaged cables or connectors can degrade notebook performance. Disconnect the webcam cable from its connector on the system board. Remove the wireless antenna and webcam cables from the routing channel on the display panel assembly. Using minimal force, lift the locking bar up on the power button board ZIF connector and disconnect the power button board ribbon cable from the system board. Caution: use care to prevent damaging the ZIF connector and ribbon cable. Carefully remove the power button board ribbon cable from the adhesive that secures it to the display panel assembly. Remove the 3mm P1 Phillips head screw that secures the power button board to the display panel assembly. Lift the power button board off of the alignment pin and out from under the retention tab on the display panel assembly. Remove the power button board and place it in a static dissipative bag. Replacement. Remove the power button board from the static dissipative bag. Tow the power button board under the retention tab and lower it onto the alignment pin on the display panel assembly. Replace the 3mm P1 Phillips head screw that secures the power button board to the display panel assembly. Insert the power button board ribbon cable into the power button board ZIF connector on the system board and press the locking bar down to lock the cable into place. Caution: use care to prevent damaging the ZIF connector and ribbon cable. Apply pressure to the length of the power button board ribbon cable to adhere it to the display panel assembly. Route the wireless antenna and webcam cables through the routing channel on the display panel assembly. Connect the webcam cable into its connector on the system board. Reconnect the wireless antenna cables to the wireless module. Caution: use care when connecting the wireless antenna cables to the wireless module. Damaged cables or connectors can degrade notebook performance. Place the right speaker into the cradle on the display panel assembly. Replace the retention tape that secures the power button board ribbon, webcam, and wireless antenna cables to the display panel assembly. Carefully connect the battery cable into its connector on the system board and apply pressure to it to adhere it to the right speaker.